Well, you see, there was an issue with their train of thought there, Laws. The train wreck wasn't the fact that they revived Pyramid. The train wreck came because of Donny Osmond. You are right. Pyramid is a P word. Alright, just 700 away from our next level up. Well, okay. There's two things ultimately that I found as the issue with the 2000s revival of Pyramid. First of all, Donny Osmond. Secondly, was the fact that their categories for the first round, the main round, they were trying to be way too much like Win Ben Stein's Money type of categories. So I guess I do want to ask you, Lod, since we're on the topic of game shows and revivals, what do you think of all time the best revival of a game show of all time? Yes and no. I'm not a fan of the second round of that current era of Pressure Lock. I think it's a format that could be better if it was just two half-hour episodes. Two half-hour episodes. I still haven't really become convinced about it. Ernest Hemingway's estate is filled with polydactyl cats. Nice. Uh-oh. You're not putting me back to sleep again. Polynomial cats, huh? Alright, 441 points away from a level up. Hollywood Squares. I never was high on Whoopi Goldberg being center square, but she did I guess an alright job there. I like the later days of Tom Bergeron's Hollywood Squares, where they had rotating center squares. Correct, Kiki. Correct. Alright. We are 301 points away from getting to the level up. You are attacking me before I even have a chance to stop spell you. I mean, if you really want to as far as my favorite, I'm glad, Sylvia. Thank you very much for saying that. So, I think if you want my personal feeling in regards to best revival on a game show, let's see here, because actually, technically, I can go with a few answers, and they would be correct. So, number one would be The Price is Right. Because that technically, when Bob Barker took over in the 1970s, was a revival. From the Bill Cullen days back in the 1960s. Which, if you use that logic, Jeopardy also could be stated that because of Art Fleming versus the Alex Trebek days. So, as such, those two will go into my answers. I will say, regardless, that I do like the current revival era of traditional game shows. Although I hate the fact they're all in hour blocks, because they used to only be in half-hour blocks. But can't say that I'm upset about the fact that we're now having those instead of the multi-million-dollar, overly hyped Deal or No Deal-esque type of show. I do, only because back in the 1970s and 1980s, you would probably consider them to be revivals, just like you would think of today's types of revivals to those. In the younger generation, they might not, they definitely are. They definitely are revivals. So Millionaire, the only real good $1 million show. Like, Deal or No Deal wasn't a bad show. It just was overdone, overproduced, overhyped. And yeah, overly drawn out, artificial suspense, dead air moments. I.e. the times we do channel point predictions for slimes. There it is. All right. It's going to start off by hitting me for a 2-point loss, and then you're going to have 30 seconds on the clock to get your prediction of whether or not this slime is going to run away. Yeah, in hindsight, it was oversaturated. That was the other thing, but it definitely was overdone. And also, the fact that they tried way too hard. They tried way too hard to get somebody that $1 million. That just became a little too cheesy at that stage. So get your carrots in, hurry it up. Will the slime run away? And we are done. And it runs away. There we go, we're done. This slime does run away, so the person who did voted for yes, you do collect on that. Weakest Link was good, but yeah, you're right. The celebrity shows, and that's the kind of killer for a lot of game shows, is when there are traditional contestants and you try to go into celebrities to try to get a little bit of a boost to the game. It's a death sentence. It's been always a death sentence. Yeah, I should not have done that. That was actually a mistake. Let's stop spell this right away. Not a fan of how Wheel or Price is Right did to its $1 million format. Yeah. I think Price is Right kind of came up with the idea that we needed to do a $1 million format, but didn't really have a pricing game that works the best to support that. So Courage and Wit has served thee well. Thou has been promoted to the next level. Thy power has increased by 12. Response speed has increased by 6. Maximum hit points are up by 13. Magic's up by 8. We did not learn any new spells, however. Family Feud with Steve Harvey is good. However, I really hope that they don't try to push the Harveys outraged at the answers so much to the point that, you know, it's kind of like a sketch, if you will. Wheel of Fortune, the thing I hate about Wheel of Fortune, honestly, is its current format. And Laz, that's part of the reason why. The person who wins the prize puzzle is pretty much the person who has the best chance ever to go to the bonus round, because you hardly see any time of that $5,000 wedge round. Also, the toss-ups. Like, it's not guess the answer as we give you the puzzle. And that's kind of what those toss-ups do, and the fact that they go through 3 of them just doesn't really do much, except for, hey, here's a chance for you to solve the puzzle without the wheel screwing you over. If anything, I think the only toss-up that the game should do is round 4. Since that one really does matter when you put the $5,000 wedge in there. Personally, the prize puzzle should not the prize itself should not count toward your final score when determining who the champion is. What I really miss is the game show era of the returning contestant. Like, hey, congratulations, Wheel of Fortune, you are here on your 3rd day on the game. What they should do is do like what they used to do with Classic Concentration. If you win the end game, then you're retired, but otherwise you get to come back. Hey, another metal slime that just ran away from me. And forgive me if I'm wrong, isn't the only game show now that has the returning contestant aspect Jeopardy? Isn't that the only game now? All right, we're down to 21 MP, so I'm gonna probably need to cash in real soon to save my progress. I think overall my goal, and then we're gonna start moving on towards the next stage, is 20, maybe level 20. 25 words or less. I didn't know if that one was a returning contestants one. I don't get to watch that one enough. Family Feud, that's right. I did forget that that one was a returning contestant. The one thing I hate about Family Feud, okay? The one thing I hate about Family Feud is why here in 2022 are we still giving $5 a point if you don't make it to 200 points? 46 years later, we are still giving $5 a point if you don't make it to 200 points. It should be doubled to 10. Like, I know money budget reasons is a part of the reason why, but you'd think that at least you'd adjust it for somewhat of inflation and double it to $10 a point, so that way, hey, congratulations, you've won $5 a point. Here's $935 to split between the 5 of you. Thanks for playing, and you'll be back on the next show. I mean, I'm glad that game shows are, at least in the traditional sense, on their way back. There's 2 games that I'm like, not, that I'm about. First of all, I will start with the one that I'm about only because of what they decided they were going to go with. And that is Password. Because I think if you did a Password Plus or a Super Password format, that would be good to have back on. But, alright there, Laws, so you have yourself a fun evening. Thank you for hanging out. The other one that I'm not super thrilled about was what they did with Supermarket Sweep. More because the host of that is too much host during the sweep, when back in the time it used to just be the announcer. I mean, Password's fun. I just was hoping that they would go with a Password Plus or Super Password type format, and there's nobody here. we're playing 1980s era NES games on this channel. Should it be any surprise that we're old men yelling at clouds, Kiki? And I say that with as much respect to everyone who's currently here watching me play a grinding game. Wild and Crazy Kids. The Nickelodeon standard for activity-based game show. What fun that was watching. 99! Oh, that's a hit. That being said, I think my favorite... I mean, Double Dare was nice. Double Dare was fun. But Nick Arcade was a good game, except for I just really wish they'd use a better variety of games for their arcade challenges. Guts was fun to watch. What Would You Do was interesting. I'm trying to think of the game. Oh, Figure It Out. That was a real good game too. All right, well, somebody threw 10,000 on No, the slam's not going to run away. We'll see what winds up happening here. Legends of the Hidden Temple. Oh, yes. This is a rather fun battle. And the slime does not run away, so they know the person who put the 10,000 carrots on the nose, you get your carrots back. Congratulations. And as we brought up, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? What a fun game that was as well. Except for how much you were screaming at your television when the kid didn't know where said state was when they were trying to identify U.S. states or cities on the map or whatever the case might be. But then again, doing that show right in front of the audience, with the cameras rolling, it's got to be a whole lot different. Like, being the person that was on a restream, with a controller in hand is a whole lot of people, or a whole lot harder than the people that are watching a restream channel. For those who grew up in the 1980s, you know the game I loved? The game that I loved watching, and I think it was on Nickelodeon, Finders Keepers. Oh, 59. There you go. Yes, Kiki, they will. Oh, yeah, they will. Finders Keepers was great. Not because of the first rounds where you had to find the things in the puzzle, but for the bonus game, the room-to-room romp where you had to destroy the rooms trying to find those tags. American Gladiators was also a good, fun watch as well. My favorite game in the Gladiators, at least in the early days of it, was always Assault. That was the one I always looked forward to when they threw that onto the, hey, this is coming up next. What other ones on American Gladiators? What other events did you enjoy? Oh gosh, yes. Yes, Drew, yes. That tennis cannon. Yeah, there was Powerball in there too, which was the one we had to take those blue and red colored soccer balls and get them into the stations. Yes. And sometimes the gladiators would just absolutely tackle the person with absolutely no regard, like they were a rag doll. Jaws was alright. Trying to think of which one that was. Another one that was one that I enjoyed. I think it was Slingshot, the one where you had to grab those balls on that center platform and return them to your station. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about, Ralphian. Anyone that seemed to have the countries right close to each other became quite a fun little adventure. I'm not really sure how to reply to Kiki's comment. I mean, she's not wrong. So I think I know how exactly I need to respond to this one here. Oh, yeah. The pure 90s that was being infused there with American Gladiators. Maze was alright. That one wasn't one of the ones that like wowed me when I saw it coming up here on the upcoming matches. Atlas Beer was also another one because you had everyone that was in those gigantic hamster wheels. I did watch that revival that they had with Hulk Hogan on NBC. Gosh, that was horrid. Robot Wars, I think I've seen a few episodes. I didn't really watch that one religiously. And the same could be said for Junkyard Wars, too. Oh gosh, this chat now is just an absolute trip of 19... Let's just run away. You know what? Let's... Yeah, I didn't have enough magic left. We needed to get back to town. $106 and 108 on our magic counts. Yeah, it really does like to flash you. So I'm not done with the grinding at all here in this game. I especially since we're at level 18. I feel like we still got a lot more that we need to do.